Look at our good friend, Maga Mike. He's on his strings with the puppet master right there. Puppet master and King doesn't look very happy with him today. That's okay. We know it's about all those lies and more lies that he keeps packing on, and his nose just keeps growing longer and longer and longer. You know, that's kind of made him popular on this little app he says he doesn't have that we know he has. And I'm kind of curious how that's all working out with the Baptist Church, because that's forbidden, and I'm sure a lot of this blame the Democrats stuff is not very acceptable according to the church. I mean, I think his preacher should probably have a conversation with him, but he's probably not. Oh well, we'll let Maga Mike hang there. I almost called him Magic Mike. Huh. That is not who man is. Hi, I'm Red. I am your sassy, snarky, Gen X auditor for the absurd. This is Redhead Receipts, where I will be fact-checking the foolish, filing reports on America's favorite clowns. There's a lot of activity going on right now, so let's get on with this show. Step right up and welcome to the Shutdown Circus. The wannabe King's favorite clown is here to introduce us. Be our ringmaster. You notice that Pinocchio nose is gone. Well, it was really popular on that app he supposedly doesn't have. And he spent a lot of time in the Rose Garden Club on the DL, and it kind of got some things. We won't talk about that though. But he didn't even need to paint that nose or slap a red ball on it to become our favorite clown. Here he is at his favorite place, the pulpit. He keeps repeating, it's the Democrats' fault, it's the Democrats' fault, on loop like a hymn of denial. But the truth he's holding back? No, it's not the Democrats' fault. He's turning around and holding them hostage because he wants them to vote like the Republicans are, which is not what his position as Speaker of the House is supposed to be doing. But we won't talk about that now because he'll pay the price for that later. But immigrants were never eligible for Medicaid or SNAP. They never were. So that sermon is just built on fiction, not faith. It's all about what's actually in his hands, the Epstein files. He doesn't want the vote to turn around and release them, because then King Trump will be very upset with him. Ooh, it's the slick Maga Mike, the one we had in the very beginning, citing the Democrats' fault and all that fiberglass smile. That is so gone. You know, I don't think he does anything without Trump telling him to. I think he's left his body. You know, that, I don't know, that very religious fundamentalist that he was in the very beginning. I don't even think he can touch his Bible now without it bursting into flames. I don't think he's there. He doesn't even look like he's there. His face is flat. His eyes are flat. All he's doing is stuck on repeat. But hey, that's what happens when Trump gets hold of you. I'm going to switch this up for a minute. I am going to be your civics teacher today because of the fact that the other thing that's going on that I didn't mention in the former little things were they're calling us Antifa, those that are against what's going on. Anti-fascist is what Antifa is. But let's have this little civics refresher. And let's go over the definition of fascism. Fascism is a system ruled by one dictator, built on militarism, fear, and the sacrifice of individual rights for a so-called greater good. It's funny how our wannabe king and his little regime labeled anti-fascists the enemy, and like we're terrorists. The rest of our government, too scared of what the Orange Wizard is going to hide behind the curtain or bring out, or who's still on retainer keeping his story straight, to even stand up to this. When he's saying right there by calling us, or the people who marched at the King's rally, Antifa. He is saying to the American people that, hey, he is a fascist. You know what? That's not acceptable. That is not a democracy. People, wake up. Over 7 million Americans have marched peacefully on No King's Day, standing shoulder to shoulder to say, we don't want a king. We will not bow down to a dictator. But instead of listening, Trump and his regime branded those citizens, us the people, as Antifa, Hamas, and illegal terrorists. He's not waiting to send the troops. He's already doing it. ICE and even the National Guard are being deployed against the very people they swore to protect, a direct violation of the Constitution, which forbids the use of military on U.S. citizens. He is trying to incite an insurrection. There is no doubt about that. He's just waiting for us to be violent and to react to what he's doing. So people, please don't do that. We don't want to give him any further reason to be able to incite that insurrection act. He does not need to be a dictator. And on that note, I'll leave you with my final audit. I have gone through the whole thing that I can think of. I know I have a lot more to talk about, but I'm going to leave us here for now. I'm going to look at this as an audit complete. I hope you enjoyed Redhead Receipts, and if you do, please hit the subscribe button. Let's grow my channel. I know this is just the first report, but I hope it's one of many.